All right. Good afternoon, y'all. It's your boy, Aaron Raphael Amin, DMing here for Views from the Dungeon. Thank you for coming for another exciting episode of our little stream here. We got all the homies here. We got Riley, Ryan Brown Comic Art. We got Ohio Hex. We got Ibrahim Mowgli IQ. And we're all here just to give you guys another amazing show. I don't think we have too many updates. I do want to let you guys know that we are going to be off air on April 16th. We are doing 3 days a month instead of 4 days. So just prepare for that. If you guys are really excited or have plans or plan things around this, that's a day you can definitely do whatever you want. So I think we can go ahead and just get right in and start with our recap. Ersid, Ibrahim, what's going on?
After narrowly escaping the depths of the dragon's lair within the mines that sat beneath Orin, we came back to the town in total chaos. Daraskavan had sacked the town. Simbo, the leader of Daraskavan, was there to greet us, so to speak. We could have gotten away, but Nerissa just had a bit too much pride. I understand. After quite an impressive one-on-one, Nerissa somehow outmaneuvered, outflanked, and outplayed, and overcame the tough and ferocious Simbo, slicing his throat as the final blow. The people of Orin were now refugees. The town had been taken under the stewardship of the dragon. Was no longer safe for the good people of Orin. We started to make our way to Burnwell. We camped for the night for some safety from the Badlands. Kane and Orin took first watch. Kane started to examine his new shiny orb, and he noticed that something strange was happening with it. His body began to shift and mutate, and to his surprise and horror, he started developing scales, and his eyes shifted to that of a dragon. He has kept this secret from the party as of now. Urin had his own touch with dragons when the egg he was carrying began to wriggle and wag. It cracked, and out was born a dragon. It was love at first sight for Urin, and he hid his new scaly friend in his bag to keep him safe from Rose. We're not too kind to dragon folk. Following morning we arrived, and we kept on to Burnwell, seeking refuge. We came upon the gates.
And that's where we begin today's morning. It's roughly midday and the dreamer's flame sits high in the sky, heat sweltering around you, the smell of salt water and smoke caressing your nostrils. You stand front at the gates, seeing these two very large wooden guard towers surrounded by colossal walls made of red brick and iron. As you look up and get closer, they start to blot out the sun in the sky and cast a huge shadow up north. And a guard steps in front of you. Halt. He looks around, spear drawn. There's many of you here.
There are.
You all look very worse for wear.
We are.
So, do you speak for all these people?
I speak for my friends. I don't know all of them. We have some guards here who are not affiliated with us.
And he kind of looks around. He sees the Weiss Guardian Knights. He sees the villagers. And you kind of see he's wearing some very standard chainmail. These chains are very wrought iron, that kind of gunmetal-y black color. And sitting atop his head is a helmet that is made out of red leather laced with chain that comes down his neck. And you can see his face quite clearly, and he raises his eyebrow. Marco. Is that Marco Burns in there? And he kind of looks at you.
What's it to you?
And Marco kind of steps up. Oi, mate. This be my family, all of us. And the guard looks at you and he calls in a couple of other guards and waves them down, and they start coming. And as three more guards come to kind of watch this procession and see what's going on, there's a couple that stay near like the left of the gates, letting more singular travelers in, carriages and things like that. The guards huddle up, and the one who's previously speaking to you comes around. So, is this why so many of you?
Some stuff happened in Orin, and a lot of these folks are refugees now.
Very.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it was determined that Orin is no longer safe, so we decided we needed no place for these humble and very good-hearted people.
And a very pale look comes over the guard as he's finally starting to understand the gravity of the situation and seeing all these people here in front of him, all dirtied and washed up, wearing tattered clothing and looking like they need food. And Marco steps up to the guard. So, is there any chance we can get some conference with, well, King Iltar, to find safety for what's left of our village? The guard kind of looks around. I will personally escort you all. As far as everything goes, we won't check you in. We see what you have. Feel free to come inside the gates, all of you.
The followers of Tuhanul didn't come, right? They went back to Anamscript?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. And you all start to step in to Burnwell and start to see this area known to most as the smelting. It's sort of where the rabble and the common folk all live. Lots of shops, lots of inns, just basically this is where your average layman would live. As you begin to walk around, you see lots of individuals who carry the same sort of stature as the people of Orin. Many of them are homeless. Many of them are dirtied and rough, living in the streets. You see all manner of animals like dogs, cats, just dashing around, getting into the trash, getting into other people's finer effects and such. It's not the prettiest sight, but definitely better than Orin itself.
Is it? Does it appear much bigger? Like, is there just more people
Yes.
around?
There's all kinds of people walking in and out of the alleyways, coming in and out of the buildings. And as you pass through the gates, you see three pillars on each side of you, stretching nearly as high as the walls themselves. And a couple of guards kind of find themselves stationed around that. To your left, you see what looks to be sort of like a temple of some sorts that didn't really make itself known while you guys were here in Burnwell before. And you know that to your right, just down the way, a few feet, you can see the smoke brushing out of the chimney of the well.
So that'd be on this side, the characters, right?
Yes, yes, sir. And you all make your way inside. But Kane, as you step beyond the gates, something strange comes over you. The sky blacks itself out as the dreamer's flame comes to a stop, slowly evolving from a sun to a moon. And in front of you is no longer a kingdom, but a plain of water. You look down and you see your reflection. It's you from before. It's younger, no tattoos, no scales, purified, looking at you with bright blue eyes. And they smile. I see that you've come far in your travels.
Yeah. Very far. Not the same as you.
Oh. And who do you think I am?
Perhaps who I could have been.
Or who you want to be?
Maybe.
Sacrifice is something we all need to learn, Kane. And I think in this city, you will find yourself with a lot to learn and a lot to give up. Now, can I tell you something?
Please.
And he looks up, and as he does, so do you, and you find yourself staring at this moon that is almost taking up the whole sky. It's soft, voluminous light washes over the sea in front of you, and in the center of your vision, you see a small black pillar descending from the sky. And you look back down, and you're looking at yourself again. Those shadows, they cling ever so tightly toward you. And he raises his hand, and there's a skull inside of it. If you take this from me, I expect you to walk in the shadows. I want you to find me, Kane. And then you will find the strength that you so yearn for. And a smile crosses across his lips.
I'll reach for the skull.
And you do. And you kneel down and you feel your hand touching the water, and it breaks through, and it's not like anything is soaking you. Nothing drips. You pull your hand away and nothing is wet. You put it back in, and it's a feeling of nothingness, a feeling of numbness comes over you, and you grab the skull. The other you smiles. Well, Kane, I think your mother would be proud. As the skull turns into a dark, viscous liquid crawling up your arms, meshing over your tattoos until it finally finds itself sitting in your chest. And a large, arcane sigil shaped like a human skull now sits on your chest. And at that moment, you find yourself back in Burnwell, and the procession of the refugees has well passed you. The rest of the party, you all notice that Kane has not been keeping up with you whatsoever. He's still standing, almost eyes glazed and stuck at the gates.
I hobble back. Kane, you right?
Hey,
You coming?
yeah. Sorry, I don't know what came over me. I'm okay. I'm okay. No.
You want to get paid, don't you?
Yeah, more than anything.
All right. Yeah, great. All right. Well,
Let's go.
all right.
I'm with you.
Okay.
And I take it you guys are heading to the well.
Where's the rest of the people going? They're going to talk with the king.
Are you asking me as the DM?
Yeah.
The guard did say he was going to try to get them some sort of council, some sort of conference with them. He is leading them through the strait of the city.
Is Marco still around?
Yeah, he's near the back. He's kind of keeping up with you guys.
Well, Marco, do you think it'd be alright if we met up with you? You know, just so we can pop in, grab our dues, and then, you know, because I want to be involved, but you know, the well's just right here, so we may as well.
I can understand that, Acid. I'm not entirely sure how many of us are willing to speak with King Ildar. So,
Right.
I will meet you at the gates to the Iron District when we are finished. Is that something he'd be comfortable with? And would you like to speak to him as well?
I mean,
I don't know.
Are you going to tell him about the dragon, or are we keeping that a secret?
I don't think that's a secret. And I think that's something that our nearest kingdom should know.
probably.
Not an easy one to keep either if we wanted to.
No, I'm sure. I mean, I can't tell, but I feel we still smell sulfur and death.
Yes, it is awful.
Yeah.
So, if we can find conference with the man, I can put in a good word for you. Maybe you can speak with the king as well. I'm not sure what benefit that would have to you, but having a friend in a high place, well, that's something to strive for.
Very.
Always nice. Alright, then we'll meet you at the Iron Gate then, yeah?
At the gates, yes. Be safe.
You too.
He nods and he gets back with his people, and you can kind of see just beyond the edge of the well, further a few 50, 100 feet down are the gates to the Iron District of Burnwell. You look and it's a second set of colossal walls, not as high as the first set, that just kind of stand behind a procession of a bridge that raises 2-3 stories high, and you can see the semblance of civilization above these walls. You hear the splashing of water, and beyond there you can see the tip of the castle that is Castle Rotbrick. And so you all make your way inside the well, and there's quite a party going on. There's plenty of people here. They're all having a jovial good time. Ersid, you notice right away that there are none of the broken blades within.
Oh, fuck.
Everyone's just kind of cheering, having a good time. Kane, you see a very familiar silhouette. Exposed shoulders with white skin, shining like the moon. Sitting on top of their head is blonde, silver hair, golden like the finest platinum coin. Horns jut out softly as they take a drink, slam it down on the bar, and exhale a sigh of complete pleasure. They're talking to a couple of people. What do you guys do?
You know, I don't notice anyone from what are the people called that were gonna pay us?
The broken blades?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, do you see anyone? I don't see anyone from there.
Maybe ask the barkeep when they'll be in.
Where's that figure sitting?
At the bar.
Well, I go up to the bar.
And a shorter man, he's polishing some drinks. He comes out. He's a little stout and tubby, bald head, large mustache. Well, what can I do for you?
Well, we're looking for the we're looking for the broken blade. We met them here some time ago. I thought maybe we could find them here.
And he kind of looks around. He looks at the people. He goes into the back of his bar behind the door. Comes back. Well, it looks to be afternoon. I'm sure they'll show up anytime now. They're usually here. Give or take some time around this day. All right, find yourself a seat. I can get you guys a drink while you wait.
Yeah, I turn back to the party. Do you lads or lass, you want a drink? This one's on me.
Kane doesn't say anything.
Certainly. Thank you.
I just shrug.
So,
Okay, that's 3. We'll have 3.
all right, 3 L's it is. I'll bring them to your table. Find your place yourself to sit.
If they
Thanks.
go and sit, Kane will go up to the figure at the bar.
How do you approach?
He kind of fixes his hair, dusts off his jacket, and thinks to himself like, "Oh man, I hope she doesn't freak out about my eyes." And then he'll minor illusion a raven on the counter before he approaches, and then he'll just kind of glide up next to her on her left side.
What in some house? Smells like sulfur.
Mm.
And
Sorry, I didn't have time to bathe before, but I saw you and had to come and say hello.
And at the sound of your voice, their head turns quickly, and you see their face, full lips with purple lipstick, eyes with mismatched eyeliner and eyeshadow, red on one, blue on the other, purple lavender irises, staring deep into your soul, staring as deep as they ever have into your eyes. Is that who I think it is? Well, Kane selling Ray
Hello, Val.
walks into Burnwell, smelling like shit.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, I thought we left the shit out in the pasture. What brings you back here?
A bit of coin, new friends, new jobs.
Oh, there's still people willing to trust you with a job. New friends means, why don't you meet mine? And she turns around. Rosa, Glacier, and you see sitting next to her are 2 smaller sorts, very, very short people sitting on their bars, kind of drinking. One looks over to you and they are covered in they're dressed way too warm for this environment. Lots of wolves. You can see fur coming out of their collar, a fur-lined hood draping their face in absolute darkness. All you can see is what looks to be eyes coming out of this shadow. The one sitting next to them is also another short girl. Their skin is almost like sandstone, and they kind of have a larger nose, sitting atop full lips, and their eyes are large and bright. And on their small frame, their ears look huge. And behind them sits 2 puff balls of raggly, scraggly hair. And they just kind of wave at you. The one with the hood just looks at you, saying nothing.
Give a little head nod.
The smaller, puff-balled young woman sticks her hand out. Any friend of Val's is a friend of mine. I'm Rosa.
I'll take her by the fingers, give her a little kiss on the hand.
Well, I've always heard you were such a charmer. Val, I never thought we were going to meet him. Well, I never thought I would see him again.
Nor did I.
Strange. What a funny thing fate is, isn't it?
The funniest.
So, are you going to stay for a drink? And she kind of looks around. Or are you going to go back to your friends? How about you introduce me to them?
Sure. Come have a seat.
And she kind of leans in towards Rosa, whispers a couple of things, and gets up, looks at you. Well, and sticks out her arm, puts it under yours, and kind of links elbows. Escort me.
With pleasure. I'll take her over to the party.
Okay, and you guys are all sitting at the table, and you see Kane come back with a white-skinned tiefling woman, sort of short, and a huge smile on their face. What they're wearing is sort of like a bar gown corset, shoulders exposed, and it's all white. And as it comes down, they have some very well-fitted sort of slacks and shoes that are somewhat like jesters that come in curl toes without bells.
This is a business lady. She is on her shit.
She is.
Okay. I go. You are a demon.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, some like to call me that, yes. But most people just call me Tragedy.
That is a strange name. It is.
It
Nice
is
to meet you, Tragedy.
Well,
charming friends you have.
she is very charming.
Kane, I'm a bit surprised that, well, for a couple of reasons, but I just didn't think you had any friends.
I mean, you're my friend, I thought.
Well, I mean, I do what I can to make this world a better place.
Okay.
I don't have any friends, so it's okay.
Well, I don't think
Wow.
that's true. Okay,
Rissy.
regardless.
Well,
Don't say that.
any friend of Kane's is a friend of mine. And you said your name was again?
Nerissa.
Me?
No, not you, but you may as well tell me, Mountain Man.
I think Ersid's getting a little flustered, a little rosy around the cheeks. Well, my name's Ersid, but you and only you may call me Sid, if you'd like.
And she puts her hands on the table close together and leans in, lowering her shoulders. Well, Sid, very nice to meet you.
Oh my God.
I like the way you dress.
That makes one of us.
Well, I'm glad to be called us here. What about this one? And you see her looking at you, Urin.
Okay, so Uran would have just been like kind of surreptitiously like looking into his bag. Sorry. Yes. Hello. My name is Uran, and he dips his head.
I love Dragonborn.
Why, thank you.
And she kind of scoots next to you. Rare to see one with such a crystalline scale structure.
Indeed. In all of my travels, I mostly see those of the chromatic variety. Occasionally a metallic, but never another gem dragonborn.
Well, everyone fancies someone who is unique.
You're rather unique yourself. I can't say I've ever seen a tiefling with so fair a complexion as yours.
And she giggles. Kane, I think you found yourself a very good group here.
I do too. Certainly not ones to run off when things get too heated. As he narrows his eyes at her.
She does the same and smiles wide. And
I break the tension. and I like pull my leg up and plop it on the table.
Oh, God.
It's like Captain
I'm
Morgan.
And I like pull my leg pant up and I'm like, yeah, look at this. You can't say that Ersid ever runs from a challenge.
Well,
Because
maybe not anymore.
oh,
Alright.
and she gasps and says, "Oh," and starts to like run her hand down your leg. How in hell did this happen?
Well, it seems you're quite familiar with Kane, and so, had to step in, save his life. You know how it goes.
that is most certainly not what happened.
Really?
No, I don't even know what happened. Did you tell us?
No, we were in a battle, and we had taken cover, and I see him stand up and immediately get knocked back down. A ray of arcane fire laid him low before me twice in a row. It was rather ghastly.
That's just unfortunate.
And so now your leg is burnt by some mages. You are all so very fun. Well, and she looks around. I think it may be time for me to go. Kane, if you ever want to see me again, why don't you go see Matthias in the furnace market? Ask them what's at the bottom of the well. I think you'll find me there.
She's at the bottom of the well. Is that where you live?
Okay.
Occasionally.
Matthias, in where?
Furnace district.
The furnace market. Or specifically, it is called the Furnace Exchange.
I put Val's pal.
Val's pal. And she perks up, starts to walk away. Rosa, Glacier, we're leaving. And they kind of hop up off of their stools and make their way out of the well.
Can I tell from here if Rosa and Glacier, you said they were short, are they just young humans or are they like halflings?
She just has some like 12-year-olds. She's chilling with.
A bunch of
She's
kids.
grooming them.
Oh no. Oh, could you imagine?
Just the ice climbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can easily tell. Actually, roll me a nature check.
Nature. That is a 16.
It's a 16. You've met a few of the smaller folk in your studies. You're not quite sure about Glacier. Their whole visage is completely covered by just furs and robes. But Rosa is quite obviously a gnome.
No. And you said that they're both dressed like for much colder weather, but only Glacier has...
Glacier is dressed for colder weather. As far as Rosa goes, she is wearing sort of like a Grecian dress with an open back and a trail that sort of like swings around her. It's green and it looks very natural. You can kind of see like leaves and like dirt and moss all covering her and all over the dress as well.
Okay.
Narissa's like, I like that dress. It would never fit me. It's such a small person. They can't be that strong.
Okay, let's get you guys at a table. So what do you guys do to pass the time as you wait for...
So, Ken, how is it that someone like you would be friends with someone like her?
I'm a little offended that you would say something like that.
What do you mean by someone like her?
Yeah, and what do you mean by someone like me?
What does any of this
Well,
mean?
I'm very
know,
handsome and charming. I don't understand why you're saying such a thing.
I just, I haven't known you for very long. Maybe this is, typical Ken friend, but, from what I've seen, you're alright.
What?
I'm
I
all
just-
right.
I just like point to myself and I'm like, you consider me your friend?
Yeah,
And that
I do.
and that woman is different in some way? How?
How is she different to me?
I mean,
Well,
if you can consider me a friend, then
You are
Yeah.
a friend.
you are a friend, and I don't think that you'd have to try very hard to find the differences between you and her.
Well,
First
she is
of
a
all,
demon.
well,
yeah, sure. Yeah, if by that you mean a tiefling, then yeah. But other than that, I mean, Narissa, you're my friend, but you lack some social, skills, which is fine. That's where you come from and whatnot. But anyway, what I'm saying, Kane, is how do you know her?
We used to run thief jobs together.
An old working pal.
Yeah.
And
Word.
Ersid, or a lot of you start to notice that the bar is slowly starting to clear out. People are kind of holding their noses as they exit. Some
I'm
of
like,
them
I
look
need a
at you.
bath. I will do anything. I'm like, I will do anything to find a bath in this town. I can't go on like this.
I agree. I could also go for a bath.
Do they have baths here? Is this also like an inn?
Who are you asking?
Just the party.
Kane will turn. Keep.
And yeah,
You have baths here.
and he's just kind of polishing another glass. You looking for a bath? You should probably head to, the bath house. It's over there on the west side of the city.
Oh, bathhouse.
Yeah.
Right then. What's it called?
Well, it's not really called anything. It seems to be an extension of Rain Roof Inn.
Okay.
You'll find it easily. There's the waterfalls coming from the Iron District. It sits right under them.
Did you say rain roof?
Yes, sir.
Rain roof in. Okay. Great.
Now, would Kane have told us what the bartender said about when the broken blades come in? Like,
Oh,
Did you say anything about that?
No, I did not. But I will say this. Are you guys wanting to wait for the broken blades before getting a bath?
Do we know how much longer they'll be? We've been here for a minute.
He said that they usually come in around this time, but I have not seen them.
And as you guys start speaking about the broken blades, you see a very familiar face hobble inside the door. You hear the sound of the crutch hitting the floorboards, and they kind of look around. And as they go to hit their standard table where they normally sit, their eye catches the lot of you. Oh, well. Look who we have here. Thought you died.
Never.
we're pretty close.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
And he makes his way over slowly. Well, I'm impressed. Took you a little while to deliver some water.
Well, we did a few other things among delivering water.
And what was that? And you guys look at the door and you see Metal step in, large as all get out, trying to like squeeze through the door. He said, Uwasa, you need to be more brash, more bold, big. It's hard to understand you sometimes. And you see behind him a smaller, lithe woman. Their hair sort of wild and wispy, dark and green. Their eyes are a lot like Ersid's, completely green throughout the iris, through the pupil, through the sclera. Wearing very combat-fitted attire. Looks like they're ready to go anywhere at any time. And as they step in, you realize that they make no sound whatsoever. And they just kind of gesture with their hands to make themselves look bigger, throwing their hands out, shaking their head, slapping their leg, and pointing at Oliver.
What did he refer to her as?
Uwasa.
Awesome.
And they come towards you. And as soon as Uwasa points, Metal looks up and he sees the rest of you. Hey there. Well, and here I thought I was going to keep my gold. So, what brings you out back to the Burnwell? To the well? You trying to collect some money?
We are.
Of course they are metal. What would you expect from them? I mean, it seems that they've survived and come back, I hope, successfully.
Yeah, yes, the cargo was certainly delivered. That part was 100% successful.
That was the objective, and that part was completed.
Sounds like there's a white elephant in the room. And Uwasa kind of looks around and she taps on Oliver and plugs her nose.
Yes, I know. Okay.
Okay, can we just get paid so that we can have the money to go over and get a fucking bath, please?
Wow, I see. Testy, aren't you? Well, give me just a second. And he ruffles around in his coin bag, shakes it a little bit. 50 each, yes?
56.
56. You want extra? You're going to have to tell me why.
We took out Saraskavan while we were out there.
I killed Sinbo.
Makes the trek over that much easier now.
He just drops that.
And Oliver is just looking at you, a mouth agape, eyes wide open. Metal is just laughing. Wassa looks confused. So, you kill Simbo. You're killing Raskavan now. We did not hire you to do that.
No, that was our decision. We did that.
And that's why we need extra.
Yes, there didn't happen to be a bounty on Sinbo's head or that of any Raskavan.
Hey, Keep, tell me, is there a bounty on Simbo's head? And he says, last time I checked, Simbo was worth somewhere near 200 gold alone.
I pull out his axe. Will this work? Can
That's
I
some
collect?
proof right there.
Yes.
My God. Well, I mean, you'll have to find your way into the Iron District, probably with the Hammer's Keep.
They do bounties there.
I mean, they're the resident guard. If anyone's going to take care of a bounty, it's them.
Great. So, 56. Also, just because we're a great group.
Well, the Badlands are a lot safer now because of us.
I feel like that's debatable.
That route specifically is.
I am inclined to to agree with Uren. Oliver speaks up. Oh, you found yourself killing some Raskovan, coming back safe after a couple of days.
Yep.
56 gold each. Sure.
Great.
And as he hands you your gold, he doesn't let go. So, care to take us up on our offer there, mate?
To work for the Broken Blades.
I mean, I'm not going to force you to decide, but you did some extra work. Came back with a bounty, and I mean, if anyone is strong enough to do all that, I think you would be in good company with us.
What's the benefits package with the broken blades? Is health included?
Can I get my leg?
He looks around and he's just like, if you mean by health, and he takes his crutch and taps you on the leg. I'm not so sure what we can do about protecting you, but we can sure as hell fund you with opportunities. We actually have a couple of jobs in the bank right now.
Yes, do you have any that for clients with deep pockets and shallow values? We're a little short on money, and if a contract gets as complicated as this last one does, we'd probably feel better about that.
And Oliver pulls up a chair from another table and sits down, puts his leg up on the table. Deep pockets, shallow values. Not sure we quite run with the sort. That being said, we have a few that I think pay well. And isn't it all about the journey, the experience? You're telling me you came back with no gold yourself?
Not much.
Well,
A few extra pieces here and there.
you know, you can't really put a price on the friends you made along the way.
That is what I like to hear. So, I mean, feel free. You don't have to answer now. But we do have a couple of opportunities. So whenever you want to go over those, we would be happy to provide you with some extra incentive.
I mean, you're not trying to make this an all exclusive. I can only work for you. Are you?
Might pay you more. Look, we, just like every other guild, are trying to make a name across Northane.
Sure.
And if you can all do that for us and aid us in our goals, we expect to aid you. But that usually is a two-way street.
Sure. How about this? What can you do for my friend with his leg? Metal.
And he kind of looks down and he talks to you there. So, if I may, can I take a look?
Sure.
He gets down
Right.
on his knees, and
Wow.
his head is still like just barely below your shoulder. He's a pretty large man.
Feels a tall ass guy.
Metal's big. Metal's a big guy. Yeah, I think I could fix that. What you trying to get? Huh? You need a crutch like my friend here? You want a whole new leg like I got me an arm? What you looking for?
Well, yeah, preferably something that, I wouldn't have to think about, or like, I don't want to be carrying a crutch around, so some sort of attachment to the actual like base of my knee. Preferably, I mean, if I'm speaking my ideal leg here, something sturdy, something where it's gonna feel like, it's not any different, an extension of my body, where it feels right, feels like my leg.
My friend is quick and needs to be quick and smooth. He needs something that's not going to encumber him.
Well, and he kind of holds out his arm and starts flexing it. And you can kind of hear like the soft twisting and like rubbing of metal, but nothing like chinking, nothing loud or anything like that. I happen to pride myself on my prosthetics. I have to do them for me. So if I work for anyone else, rest assured, it will meet metal quality. So then we need to talk about payment.
You got payment
Right.
plans.
Yeah, how much is something like that going to run? And how much of a discount does somebody who works for the Broken Blades get?
Well, you be a part of us. I give you half off. I think we could get that leg done for about 80 gold. Being said, if you want to be a free agent, I'm still happy to help you. I give it to you for 75. And he looks at you and said, I happen to like you.
Oh, well, that makes two of us. I happen to like you as well, Mel.
Well, put it there. And he like grabs you around the shoulder and starts shaking you. So,
Do you mind if maybe, I could parlay with my lads and lass here? And maybe we could come to some negotiation. Maybe I could buy you a drink while we converse.
I think that would be more than appreciated. Oliver kind of like stands up, pushes the chair back in, kind of swaps a couple of words with Uwasa, and they start to walk away. Send the drink over here, mate. Metal starts. He like taps your leg. We're gonna get these speaks right up. They all step away.
I wave the bartender and I say, "Hey, some drinks for my friends over there. You put it on my tab."
I'm gonna have to ask you to come over here and pay me. It's the second round of drinks you order. How do I know you got the money?
Oh, Christ. And so I hobble over to the bar and I put down the money.
Let's see. How much did you put down? You know for a fact that they're 2 silver.
Okay, then 2 silver each.
Yeah.
Okay, so I put down as much as what I've ordered. So the 3 for us, that's
Okay. And
6.
then 3 for them, so
and then
12.
3 for them, so 12.
Okay, awesome. Feel free to deduct that however you need to. He gives you. Are you just gonna give him 2 gold and have him change you out?
Yeah,
Be a
I'll
gold
just give him
and
2 gold.
yeah, 2 silver.
Yeah. So he gives you 8 silver back.
Okay. All right, and then I go back to the table.
All right.
So, what do you guys think?
Well, I feel as though we've been tiptoeing around the subject, but I feel it would be prudence to inform them that there is, a dragon at large in the town formerly known as Orin. And they'll find out eventually, but...
They will.
Yeah. Additionally, I would not be opposed to continuing to work for the Broken Blades.
Sure. I think we tell them that we're exclusive. But should other work come across us, I think we can still take it.
I genuinely do not understand how this works or what we're promising. I'm just trusting you.
They want us to work for them alone because they want to build a name and be blah 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 powerful guild.
And that's a bad thing.
I don't know if it's a bad thing. They seem like good fellows, I suppose, compared
Well,
to the sort I
what-
normally run with.
What about this though? I mean, if we find a job that's being offered by another guild, we can price match. We can come back to the Broken Blade and say, "Hey, we got an offer for this gig over here. Here's the reasons why it would be beneficial. What would you offer for us to take on this job?"
See,
Do
that's
you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and that's what I'm saying. Say this guild, the Broken Blades, they're fucking poor. They don't have anything. But some other guild who owns half of a fucking city offers us a job and they pay us way more. Why am I going to do the same thing for the Broken Blades for 50 gold when the other people are going to pay me 500?
At the same time, you make good points, but I wouldn't discount the value of the loyalty of having made a good impression on them and the favor they could afford us as they grow. I have a good feeling about this guild, but you're right. If money is money at the end of the day.
I suppose that is a good point. Loyalty and friendship and all.
Those are valuable assets.
And as you guys are having this conversation, a couple of individuals step into the bar, and they are clad in red robes, dripping like crimson blood onto the floor. They walk up to the bar quite quickly, trying to not make contact with anyone. They speak with the keep, and they quickly find themselves a room away from the foyer.
Like they were literally dripping blood?
No.
Okay. Just the way you said that, it's like, whoa.
Oh, it's just red as hell.
Okay.
Red is.
Do I recognize
I'm going to have you roll history, my dude.
history? I'm good at that. Sort of. That is a 21.
Wowie kazowie. Okay. You are well versed in these red robes. These are some of the most well-known arcanists across the world of Elbrin. They're noted as the Red Wizards of Thay. And the fact that you see them in Burnwell, of all places, you know that this would be the safest place for them, but they are a long way from home. They're known for all kinds of interesting acts, going from summoning fiends to practicing criminal acts to delving into the realm of necromancy.
Whoa.
Where did you said that Burnwell is probably the safest place for them. Where are they normally
stationed, or do I know that?
You would know that they try to keep to themselves in Thay.
Oh, in Thay. Okay, that's the name of the place.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I just kind of... That's interesting, seeing red wizards kicking around in this part.
Do you know those lot?
I've heard of them. Red Wizards of Thay. Right. Not very well liked by the Emperor and authorities at large. They use magic for, we'll say, nefarious purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Even necromancy.
Necro what? You mean like dead things?
Indeed.
Oh, that gives me the spooks.
You don't like dead things.
No, not really. I mean, when something's dead, it should be dead, you know?
But what if
That's
it's
the way.
what if it's something that you care about? You don't want
You
it
know
to be
where
dead.
I guess it
But I
depends if it comes back with its soul or not.
Yeah, oftentimes I've found in stories that I've heard, when you try and force it, it's never the same. You can't catch life like that again. In my experience.
Kane's just gonna pound his drink.
And as you're drinking it down, Oliver kind of comes up. Well, seems like we have some interesting company. I think we should maybe step outside.
Okay.
And also, have you all come to agreement? He starts to like walk out. He smiles brightly.
Just gauge the room.
I don't think we're opposed to
Yeah.
some further business with the Broken Blades.
What about this though? What about this? We sign up with your guild. I get a discount on my leg, and you throw in a free bath for the four of us.
Well, I got to say, Acid, you drive a hard bargain.
Please, I need a free bath.
I could sweeten the deal. Offer you a bit of information ahead of time that would be of interest to you, I should think.
What does that mean?
There is, in Orin at this time.
Are we outside?
I'd say at this point you're outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like saying it softly enough that people aren't hearing.
Real stealth.
Oh, okay.
Natural one. There's a fucking dragon out there, man.
Oh, that's a 4.
Okay, go ahead and
You'll never believe.
There is at this time a dragon in Orin. This will be common knowledge soon enough, but I figure you'd want to know. The sooner the better.
That's fair.
And Uwasa kind of like steps up and looks around, and you see her. She looks at you, and she makes like a figure with her hands, like giant wings, and looks at you very inquisitively.
Yeah. Yes, much like that.
She starts to kind of rub her chin.
Additionally, we don't normally smell like this. This is the dragon's doing, in all honesty.
That's why we need the baths.
Yes.
You can see her kind of like giggling silently to herself. Oliver's just like, the dragon, you say? Oh, you guys get more and more interesting by the minute. I think we'd be happy to have you by our side, surviving a whole beast like that.
Indeed.
So, I'll have Metal fashion us up a contract. We'll get it in writing, and you will be supported throughout all your endeavors by yours truly. And he bows.
And Uren bows back.
And as you guys are outside, you see there's a procession of all kinds of people running around, milling about. You see some people like rushing into like corners and alleyways, and the sound of hooves is just constantly coming down the road. You looking out into the main road, there are about, you would say, 10 different riders mounted on these large horses, very large horses covered in plate mail, in like a strange black, almost onyx metal. Every single one of these riders is bald, covered in bulky, huge plate mail that comes up in collars that cover around their face. And you see the one in the back is holding a banner that is waving in the air, black and with a silver emblem of simply 3 like rectangles, and atop them is a jewel. Hell, Burnwell. The one at the front speaks. We seek conference. Bring your guards to us. We need to meet King Iltar at once. As they begin to keep walking up, trotting on their horses. And in the back, Kane, you notice that there are eyes specifically on you with a hate that is only akin to the Nightbringer, staring deeply into your soul. They don't hop off their horse, they don't say anything, but even as they push through the streets, as the main speaker keeps yelling into Burnwell itself, all you see are those eyes, and they don't stop.
Do we recognize these guys?
I want you and Kane to roll history.
13.
13.
Not very good at history. Where is it? That's an 11.
That's an 11. So it's different because you guys come from different kind of backgrounds. So that kind of explains why I'm going to rule it this way, just so you know. But Kane, you've seen them in Weisgard before. They're known as Arid's finest, the realists. They hail from
The
Arid.
realists.
Yes, the realists. They hail from the kingdom of Arid, inlaid into the Briarbreak Mountains. All you know about them is they simply hate and loathe all magic.
Okay. And like knowing that, like Uren just kind of just shrinks a bit, just like tries not to attract any attention to himself.
Fair enough.
Kane
Stealth.
Mad Dogs.
Okay.
The fuck?
Are you trying to intimidate?
No,
Okay.
I'm just letting him know that I'm not.
And as you're like staring at him, a couple of folks like rush by. They look kind of homeless, and this kid sort of clings to you. And he looks up and he says, I don't think we're safe here. Mister, do you mind if we stay with you? There's another kid with him who's kind of like circling around you guys, just like holding himself close.
Where are your parents?
They both just kind of look off. Is it all right if we stay?
For the moment.
And you kind of feel him gripping you tightly, and you definitely hear like the sound of like coins and gold like jingling as he pulls his hand away, and he's just like, my name's Thomas.
He's trying to steal from me?
You look down at your gold pouch, and it's starting to feel a little light.
I'm gonna grab him by his hair.
And like you reach inside of the cloak that he's wearing, and he has like ruddy brown hair, and you grab it, and he's holding still. What, mister? No, you said it was safe. It's
Put the coins back.
right. Yes, I'm sorry, my hand must have slipped. And he just kind of holds it out, and he has 5 gold coins in his hand.
I'll take them.
5 gold.
I'll take them all and put them back in my bag, and then I'll take 1 gold coin out, and I'll say, "Get better," and I'll flip it to him,
I'm like, yeah,
And
that's
then
exactly what I was thinking. Get good.
and then I'll kick him off my leg.
Well, yeah, you're quite generous, sir.
Fuck off.
Fucking right on off. And they sort of like rush back past the well and deeper into the abodes that line the smelting.
Okay. Yeah.
Oliver kind of walks up. Damn kids. So, we're taking you to the Rain Roof Inn, bathhouses, yes?
Yeah, please.
Then they walk you through the city. And as you do, you
I
see...
can smell. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can smell something coming to this city, and it's not us.
No, those fucking riders, especially the one in the back. I know you've heard me say before, the Nightbringer.
Yes, quite fondly, if I remember.
Yeah, very fond.
Yeah.
Probably my best friend I've ever made.
Yeah. And a
Those,
friend of Cain is a friend of mine.
yeah, those guys are no good news at all. So whatever you're smelling, I think is right. I don't know what they want here.
Well, we can talk about that once we get ourselves all cleaned up. Yes, mate.
Sure, yeah, you're right.
And as you guys have been
Definitely.
proceeding through the city, there's lots of eyes on you guys. Very inquisitive kids, adults, man. Everyone just kind of taking an eye at such a strange menagerie of people trying to make their way through Burnwell. You see all kinds of people. You see tieflings. You see half-orcs. Actually, you happen to notice one that with your keen eye, you can tell has a touch of the gods in them. As you all walk by and finally make it to the Rain Roof Inn. Somewhat impressive as it stands alone, ringed by water, dripping from waterfalls hailing from the Iron District. Looking in, it's like almost a small island set within this, and there are large pillars also made out of iron and brick that are akin to a Grecian bathhouse, open, and you can smell clean water drifting through. Next to it is a small building, very inn-like, that looks a lot like the well, but a little more well-furnished. And you step inside the doors, and there are a few people sort of acting as reception. 2 women, both human, hair tied up in buns and soft white gowns that drape down. Well, welcome to the Rain Roof Inn. Seems you all are in need of cleansing, yes.
Very much so.
You could say
Sure,
that.
you can tell.
And a soft smile just braces across their face. We do have separate rooms for men, women. Find yourself near our counter here. They will escort you, provide you with towels.
Do you provide private rooms by chance?
Well, if you have the gold, we have the amenities.
And how much would that be?
For a private room, you'd find yourself at 2 gold.
Excellent, excellent. I'll take one of those.
I will too.
So, 4 gold. And Oliver says, yeah, the rest of us will just take naps when we like to bathe together. Come on, boys. And he goes ahead and he dishes out the gold, and you all get into private rooms or to the open rooms. Is there anything you guys are trying to do specifically while you're in there? Private O's?
Yes. Once he's like in the private room and sure he's alone, he opens his bag to let Kanira out.
And Conrad stretches out their wings, and like you can almost smell like fire coming off of them, sort of like a bonfire, smoke and soot. And as they stretch out, they yawn cutely, and they start to fly around the room, finally being released from your satchel.
Yeah, and he's just kind of watching. Yes, exercise those wings. Sorry that's it. Sorry that it's just not the place to be for dragons and the like. By the way, how like never mind. I don't know the answer to that question. So he's doing that. He's just kind of watching her, like just still not quite believing, like he's got a dragon.
He's
Cut
like,
it, Greg.
for you, that this is kind of one of those wildest things, and they sort of respond to that. They reflect that. They feel a little scared, a little nervous. You can feel it inside your soul, but at the same time, they're just kind of happy to be free. And so they swing around the room and start rushing into the water that starts to fall. You're kind of in it's like a 5 by 5 foot room or 10 by 10 foot room. And the walls have like slits that the water just kind of gushes out of. There's a counter for you to put all of your things, and there's a small pool that beds into a bath as the water sort of coasts down. And so they just kind of hang out.
Yeah, like he gets into the water and everything, and like not stopping her. He just kind of says mentally to her, just yes, enjoy that. I'm afraid that we can't have you out as often as I'm sure you'd enjoy, but we'll figure that out. I imagine the world at large is going to be changing a great deal in the near future.
And as soon as you say that, they kind of stop, and you swear you can see Conira smiling, and their eyes sort of take on a very shadowy texture, and you just feel excitement, adrenaline.
Yes, I'm excited too, a lot. Yes, and I'll admit I'm nervous as well. So yes, like enjoy yourself here, but once we go back out, you'll need to stay out of sight. And he's gonna try something.
Okay.
So the find familiar spell lets him just kind of make a familiar appear, disappear, and reappear.
Yes.
He's gonna try and do that.
And you focus in, and what is your attempt to look like? What are you doing to sort of force this to happen? Anything particular?
Well, okay, you say force it to happen. Like he's going to just like let her know what he's trying to do. Mm-hmm. So let's see if we can make you like I can't imagine that bag is to your liking, but let's see if we can just make you disappear for a moment. And
you snap, and Conira looks at you and immediately disappears.
Oh, and then he very quickly just summons her back.
And in the same exact position, and as soon as they come back, they're like looking around confused, and you can feel the confusion on them. Like, I've never done that before. What exactly is happening?
Yes, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. This is just a precaution. I'm afraid the world won't be safe for you for the moment, but don't worry. And he like kind of goes and starts giving her scritches, and it's like, you'll be much bigger and much better able to deal with that before long, I'm sure.
And they kind of curl up to you, and then the rest of you find yourselves in an open bathhouse. There's all kinds of men out there. Large, small, tall, short, portly, skinny, just having a good time. You guys are sort of exposed to the elements as like the pillars that hold up the bathhouse have no like curtains or anything around them. And you can see the setting Dreamer's flame as night begins to descend upon Burnwell. And Oliver's just kind of sitting down. Whew. Well, boys, this is my favorite part of the day. I'm not going to lie.
Bathing with your friends?
Absolutely. What better way to increase camaraderie?
I don't know.
And he slaps you on the back.
So I'm not in the bath yet. I'm still like I'm declothed, but I'm just standing at the tip at the edge of at the edge of the bath, and I'm like dipping my toes in,
And
and I'm like,
it's like lukewarm.
yeah, and I'm like, so do I just get in
Oh,
and I
no,
just
What
get
the
clean?
fuck?
What?
You've never had a bath before? Kane says as he's taking off his jacket and
Never had a
pants and
bath
boots.
before.
Oliver's
Well-
just like in there. He's like, dude, don't you see? We're all in here. It's okay.
Okay.
It,
Are you? But I just don't understand. You get in and then you're clean. Like, how does it work?
You generally like rub yourself clean. Like you get it all off of you. You don't just like get in and get out.
Okay.
A dip is not sufficient.
All right. Okay. Look, we all come from different places.
All right, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to judge you.
well,
Okay. And then I slowly like creep in.
and as you kind of step your foot in and start to get a little more comfortable and try to acclimate to the bathhouse, Metal just comes in behind you, gripping you around the waist. Come on, man, we don't have time for this.
Yes. Just
And
that-
rushes
just
you in,
guys.
and like as
Just
he's pushing
dudes.
in, you guys are just splashing around. And was there anything you guys wanted to talk about while you were in the bathhouse?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm going to, first of all, scrub absolutely everything. My clothes. Like, I'm going to get everything as clean as possible.
100%.
If there's any, like, soap or anything in there, I use literally all of it. And then she's going to go under the water and hold her breath for, like, as long as possible. Even until it hurts. She's going to just try and keep pushing past that to, like, kind of meditate.
Is there something you're trying to get out of this?
Maybe she's just trying to connect to whatever happened to her during the fight with Simbo.
I'm going to have you roll religion.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 16.
16. You find yourself under the water, holding your breath. Everything is quiet. Everything is silent. Anything around you, the rushing water falling from your own personal waterfall, the thoughts in your head, all begin to become silent. You close your eyes and all you see is darkness. And there's a small light that you can see at the end of your vision. And I think we'll pick up on that after the break, you guys. And thanks for watching. For now, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. See you soon. All right, we are back from break. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Couple of shouts out I got here. Well, first of all, got to shout out Giant Dad again. Every time I hear that intro, it gets me going. Thank you guys, great job. And then our viewers, gosh, you guys are wonderful. Commander Root got you in chat. Droop Dog, we got Gik Gok, we got I Am Beto, my boy. Kalen, what's up? Thanks for hanging out. Lurks, Madlax 1997. Hopefully you're chilling with us. Matt Stew Drinker, my guy. What's up? Macracosaur, love to see you there. MHO Peace, what's up? Peace. Don't peace out though. Rogine 007, what's up? Saucy Stars, so faithful. And Shanu Allah. Wow, what a wonderful name. Thank you guys for kicking it with us. We're gonna just get right back into it with what is happening in the bathhouse and Narissa. How is she feeling? What is she doing? And in this moment, you feel weightless, like you can't breathe, like you don't need to breathe almost. And staring at this white light, it starts to grow larger and larger until it blinds you. As your sight recovers, around you is a very familiar scene. Rocks standing below you, jutting into the ocean itself and the watery precipice and abyss that you have now sunken into. You look up and there is nothing but water. You feel safe almost in such a dark and dangerous place. And it feels like in that darkness below you, There is a presence, silent and watching.
I don't know. She can't. I mean, I guess just in her head, she's like, "Can you speak?"
A current of water rushes forth from below you. Some.
What are you?
That is not only one question, but many.
Why did you save me?
Did you not want to be saved?
Of course I didn't want to die.
Then ask yourself, are you willing to save others?
I already have started.
Well, don't you think that may be a reason as to why I saved you?
And these feelings, did you give them to me?
That is not exactly true. Do you think you never had feelings to begin with?
Not like this.
So, if I gave them to you, and you now find it within yourself to give to others rather than to take, are you upset with these feelings?
I haven't completely decided. Not all of them are good. But the ones that are good, it's like coming out of the water and hearing everything for the first time.
And the sounds that you have now been blessed with, do they make you want to be something more than just yourself?
I think so.
Then we may speak again. Until then, ask yourself, are you just like the rest of them? Or will you walk in the steps of those who deceive? And as that question sits in your mind, a current pushes you ever closer and closer to the surface until that same blinding light accosts you and you are back in the bathhouse, breaching up from the pool, gasping for air.
Ugh. Shake off. Put my clothes back on. They're wet. I don't know if I'll worry about... She just puts the mask on and doesn't put the cloak back on because it's like gross. So
Fair enough. Are you going to wait until it dries or are you just going to go out?
I'll just go out. Her hair is all down and wet. She's just kind of air drying.
Okay, fair enough. As in, like, you're going into the rest of the room or you're leaving your private room?
I'm going to leave the private room and wait for everybody else.
Okay, awesome. You head out and you get a couple of eyes on you, but no one says anything. Urin, you're probably one of the first to kind of step out, and you kind of see Larissa just hanging out in what clothes she does have, cloakless, just kind of out in the foyer waiting for the rest of your party.
Yeah. She really only has like sandals. It's like a triangular small poncho, red with like an ombre. And then it's like a tabard that's tied on both sides and like some very short like leather shorts.
Yeah. So Uren, like, finishes getting himself clean, plays with Conira and stuff. Then when he, then just on his way out, all right. Would you prefer to just disappear for a moment when it's not safe, or do you want to go back into the bag?
And there's a sense of indifference. There's no real preference that they're leaning to. You feel a sense of trust that you'll make the right decision, and that they can be flexible.
Oh, that's very kind of you. And he like just kind of mushes her cheeks like you would a cat, and then snaps his fingers and sends her to the pocket dimension before he leaves.
And you can feel her spirit with you as you push out throughout, the rest of your day. The boys are all cleaning up and coming back, and you notice that both Metal and Oliver have a very similar necklace. They seem to be like two halves of a skull embedded with a ruby, and they keep it on them at all times. Even when they were in the bathhouse, it was still just around their throats. And they start cleaning up, and you guys kind of walk up, and you are all finally together in the foyer of the bathhouse. The same two receptionist women come up to you. Well, I hope you all enjoyed your stay. Please, feel free to spend time in the Rain Roof Inn. The bathhouse is included with your room. And they sort of like bow and take your towels and everything.
Great.
Well, do we need a place to stay?
I mean, we can stay here unless you'd rather stay in the well. They're both inns, they're both taverns, but we're already here.
Right, why wouldn't we just stay here?
No, I said I'd
Alright.
pay for a bath. I don't think we talked about anything paying for a room, did we?
No. But did we receive our 56 gold?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, good.
He did say he paid you.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Alright, well, I suppose, I guess we gotta catch up with Marco soon, no?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, we can fix rooms here. We can talk about payment later, if at all, honestly. Do you guys need all your own personal rooms?
Do we know how much a room would cost here as opposed to the other place?
A room would cost here 2 gold. As far as the well, Oliver tells you that is 1 gold.
Okay. I vote the well. It's I don't have a great deal of money even after our payday.
Stingy.
Frugal. Thank you.
I can sleep on the floor if we want to share.
Right.
You see, she knows. She's wise with her money.
Just, I don't really feel like hobbling all the way back to the well. What if we just get 2 rooms and we split them, yeah?
Well, how I'll walk up to the concierge. What's your biggest room?
Largest room you will find should comfortably seat 10 people.
Wow. Okay. What about a room that seats 4?
Let's see if we have any available. And she kind of pulls out this booklet that is like wired with a ring around the edges and very thick papers in between. Starts flipping through it. Yes, we happen to have a few left.
Perfect. How much is it?
For 4, you are looking at 10 gold.
How about 8?
You could roll
Right, then.
persuasion.
Hold on, lady. Excuse me. I'm sorry. The math just doesn't work out there. I mean, that's more expensive than it is if each of us get an individual room.
Yes, there isn't some kind of discount for more
So
people.
I say again. How do you feel about 8?
Are you
How do
rolling
you feel about
intimidation or persuasion?
Persuasion. I'm not trying to be mean or scare her.
That's fine.
That's a natural 20.
And she kind of looks around and she starts to kind of like blush and get like a little flustered. She looks a little, just a tad bit upset. And like you keep seeing that she keeps glancing over at Narissa. Hey, I'll give it to you for 6.
Wow. Okay.
You make a fine point. So we can give you a key and you are happy. Feel free to stay there.
Okay. I'll give her the 6 gold and I'll give her an extra gold for herself.
And she gives you a key. Hold on to that tightly. We do not have extras. If you lose your key, you pay for that as well. There's a 2 gold replacement fee.
We wouldn't want that.
No, we would not. Please. And she bows just a tad bit. Enjoy your stay at the Rain Roof Inn.
Thank you. What are you doing later?
Oh, I work and live here.
Oh, you live here?
Yes.
Okay. Just perhaps if you needed some company.
Roll persuasion.
Roll seduction.
Oh, Ken, is she your friend too?
She might be.
She starts to blush, but not in an uncomfortable way, or at least not a negative uncomfortability.
21.
Well, the last coin is actually a really, really nice bar. I mean, some people say it's kind of a dive, but I tend to prefer it to the well.
The last coin.
Yes.
And you'll be there after you get off.
If we're making plans, sure.
I'm usually pretty busy.
Oh, sorry. Well, I guess.
I just don't know what's all going on tonight, but you said you lived here. I'm just, you
Are
do
you
it to
trying
me.
to have a baby?
No. A baby?
Isn't that what this is all for?
No.
No?
Well,
Rissy, did you come look at this look at this over here? And I'm trying to pull her over away from the table.
Follow?
What are we looking at? What is it? You have to tell me what it is. I'm trying to watch human interaction.
I don't even know
Hi.
what I am anymore.
So,
Okay.
I
What time do you think that you'll be?
the sun, Dreamer's flame is setting. Once the moon's 9 in the sky, near 10ish, I think we would be available.
Okay. I have some business to attend to. But I will see you there.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm sorry. What was your name?
My name is Kane. And I'll bow.
And she kind of like blushes. Tiana, and she curtsies.
Tiana. A pleasure.
I will see you at the last coin.
Last
Now I
coin.
really must get back to work.
Please don't let me keep you.
And are you guys leaving?
Yeah, just after that whole exchange.
I'm still over there like, no, I need to be this doesn't make any sense. I'm so curious.
Just watching that whole exchange, just pans over, just Ura and just watching. Flawless execution. Though, thank you for the rooms. That'll be very nice.
Yes. I thought that this place just might be a little nicer than the Well.
Well,
And we're already here.
Right, but we do have business outside, so we could have gone back to the Well. You have to hobble around anyways. We have to meet Marco.
And
Yeah.
and
Plus,
if,
I'm your cane.
and if you all wouldn't mind, I find my coin purse a bit heavier. I wouldn't mind to outfit myself a bit better. See if I can't find a shield, maybe some armor.
well, I'm sure we can visit the Furnace Exchange in the morning. Set up some time for that. It may be a little late, but maybe you can catch some of their stalls open. Depends on when the in and out traders like to close.
You know how to use a sword and a shield, Uren?
I mean, a shield is simple enough. You see something coming towards you, you hold it up.
Right.
He's right, mate.
That's the general idea.
And I'm not terribly familiar with the sword, and he just kind of rests his hand on the pommel of the short sword that he looted a couple episodes ago. Yeah.
Then you stick them with the pointy end.
Yes. How different from a dagger could it really be?
Right.
It is quite different. Do you
Yeah.
need someone to teach you?
And as Narissa says this, Uwasa kind of like looks up and she points at your sword and she flips around her dagger.
Yeah, and like he pulls out his own dagger, does just like a little, just kind of passes it between the fingers, kind of thing.
And she kind of raises her eyebrow, looks a little impressed, smiles, and gives you a small like golf clap.
He bows, puts his hand out.
Well, I think actually this is actually a good time for us to talk about this. I would say Uwasa is our resident combatant. So, if you ever want to see your skills in action and see how the Broken Blades run without you, I think she'd be happy to take you up on a small sparring session. But that's not necessary. And Metal's like, well, if we're sparring, let me get old Aguba. Let's show him how we do it.
Oh boy.
I am curious to see.
So, is that something we'll be taking up here soon? I would like to see you all in action.
Well, sparring is a bit tricky for me. You see, I'm more comfortable with a spell than I'm with a blade, and he just kind of, he doesn't like fire a spell or anything, but he just kind of like makes a little eldritch blast in his hands and just extinguishes it. Magic can be a little unpredictable as far as that goes, so I feel like if I were to come out on top, it might leave my opponent a little worse for wear than if I had a weapon.
Well, that's why you have to practice. They say the strongest know how to hold back their strength.
Well said.
So, we can talk about this later, not when the night is nigh. It sounds like our friend here is going to get a drink. Mind if we join you?
No, be my guest.
Absolutely. What's that? We are going to drink tonight. And her face just kind of like lights up and she smiles brightly and kind of starts hopping around. So, what is this business?
We have a friend to meet.
Well, you should get on with it. We'll meet you at the last coin.
Great. We'll see you there.
And Oliver just kind of like waves. Be safe out there.
No promises.
And you guys are off, going through the kind of swarthy streets of Burnwell. There's still people milling about. A couple of drunkards you see pass. People are laughing. People are kind of jovial. Every once in a while you hear the screech of like a cat and dogs barking as they run across through the streets, dashing in between people. The smell of farm and like farm animal definitely coasts around the smelting. As you see, you pass a couple of fields and things nearing this bathhouse in the Rain Roof Inn. And you go to the Iron District, or at least the gates to the Iron District, and there are two guards there, heavily fitted with armor, much more so than the guards at the main gate. And They pull out their spears and guard the gate. Oh, you have business here?
Yeah.
And what would
Did
you...
a man come through here named Marco?
You think we just know everyone who walks into the Iron District?
Well, you just asked us what we were doing here, so I thought that that was something that you asked everyone.
You're obviously outsiders.
Oh, what gave it away?
Well, I'd rather not start a list. So, is there any reason you'd like to come to the Iron District? And they kind of hold down their spears and kind of come at ease. And you hear a voice, "Bear with me." And kind of slinking towards you guys from the main street is Marco.
Yeah, we're with him, so.
That being said, we are not staying in the Iron District. They
Okay.
could not spare much of that for us, honestly.
Oh,
How did your talk
Where's-
go?
yeah.
It was quickly interrupted. Do you mind if we step away? We can sit at the well, or simply in the streets, but he kind of looks at the guards.
Yeah, let's go for a walk.
Okay. And you guys start walking through the streets of Burnwell. It seems Arid is here, and their orders are much more important than ours, apparently.
Big bold guy.
Yeah, they're all bold. Strange sort they are. Yeah, I didn't quite catch too much of their conversation, but they are pushy, to say the least.
Did you hear anything
Hey,
of what they were saying?
that was your friend.
Yeah. It was. One of them.
The only thing that I heard was that they were looking for someone. My only guess it's some sort of magic practitioner.
Sure. Well, we did see two folks earlier at the well who are rather fluent in the use of arcana.
Oh, you're talking about those dead guy, the dead magic guys.
Yeah,
They were red ones.
the red wizards.
Really? I'm about
Yeah,
to
you know them.
heard of them, that's for sure.
I can't say that I have, but Uren pointed them out.
Yes, they were the... Just wrote it down. They were a pair of red wizards of Thay that hurriedly made their way into the inn. Didn't do or say much, but either way, it's an unexpected sight.
I've heard they're not from around here, so their presence, along with those bald lot, seems mighty coincidental.
Coincidental, or maybe they were being chased.
Right.
They did seem in a bit of a hurry.
I mean, beyond that, do we care?
Well,
Well,
Anything
I
that-
mean,
those bold fucks want to accomplish, I would rather they did not.
No,
Also,
not
it's
a big
good-
fan of them,
good-
are you? And he kind of smiles.
Not in the slightest.
good to know what's going on, just to be aware, so that we're not taken by surprise.
Yes, it has a point, yeah. That being said, I wouldn't get mixed up with them if you absolutely don't have to.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, it looks like they're trying to send a missive. They're getting some pages out to, it looks like Sardia. They're to the east. Who knows if they have space for us. But apparently the kingdom doesn't.
It's unfortunate.
He holds up
So
a,
what
a
are you
bag
gonna do?
and he shakes it. Well, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna buy some materials and we're gonna camp just like a lot of Burnwell always does until we get an answer.
Well, at least you're
Did they-
safe.
Yeah.
Save.
Did the king offer you another meeting since yours was cut a little short?
We can try, but there was no extensive speech of such. They never said, "Hey, come see us again."
I imagine if they've been given a destination, that's all they're going to be given.
Probably.
I presume that they could give a fuck less about you.
With the way King Iltar talks, and as far as we can see, Burnwell is having trouble holding itself together. It's not as if he doesn't care. In this situation, when one of the three kingdoms puts themselves at your doorstep, you pay attention.
Right.
And unfortunately, we're just a village. We didn't even have time to tell him what happened.
You didn't tell him about the dragon.
They didn't have time to listen. That being said, I mean, they didn't seem like that dragon had anywhere else to be or wanted to go. So as long as we tell them soon, I think Burnwell should be safe.
Well, I
For the
guess I
time
should
being.
ask this now. Is there a mine under the city? You know, just so that maybe we can be aware.
Mines everywhere in Burnwell, aren't there? No, not that I know of. I simply come here, sell my ore, grab my water, grab our spirits, and head back. This isn't my place of expertise, mate.
You just never know when. I mean, we've already seen one dragon, you just don't know. They might just start popping up everywhere.
And if there's mines everywhere, well, I guess there's a dragon in each and every one of them. We should be scared.
And what are we going to do?
You know, those two Hanul folk seem to think it's a good thing. And at this point in time, you guys are standing out in front of a nicer building at the edge of the road, of the main road, kind of near the gates into Burnwell. This is my stop. It seems all people are going to be in the Hall of Shrines here. This church was nice enough to take us in. So, if one religion thinks that this is a good thing, maybe we'll find some answers here.
I will take the mask off and look at Marco.
Best be careful doing that around anyone else.
I trust you.
I know.
I'll put it back on. I think you'll be okay. You know, strange things are happening now, and maybe it is not all bad.
They say with change comes chaos. And we're already in a new age. And I have to say, this planet is cursed. Bad things have always happened. You hear the stories, you hear the tales. There's a hero, there's a downfall. So, in this age where everyone claims to be heroes, I'm sure whatever change follows it will be quite destructive.
You can't have it any other way.
As long as my family is safe, and my friends, and he looks at each and every one of you, I think it's something we can handle.
Well, we'll be at the... What is it called?
The last coin.
If you need to find us.
And then the rain roof.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize I was in the company of such astute and noble individuals. We'll talk again. So, if there's nothing else, you all be safe.
You as well.
And he kind of nods at you. and kind of makes his way in. And you see standing at the door a couple of folks in robes, and behind one of them is just Joshua, just really excited to see his dad. And he grabs him and pats him on the head, and they walk inside. And you can tell by candlelight that this place is just full of the refugees. That being said, they seem to have found some sort of housing for the time being.
Good.
So, we're off to the last coin.
I suppose.
Or is there anything else you
Unless-
guys wanted to do?
You guys want to... Oh, we're going to shop in the morning, huh?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
probably late at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys make it in to the last coin. And it's a lot like the well, except it has no room for like inns or tavern or staying in there. And you see a couple of people. There's a few. There's more red wizards in here. They seem a little more comfortable. There's 3 of them. You can't tell if they were the same ones just since they all dress the same. You happen to notice those 2 children that tried to mug you from earlier. There's a couple rabble sort, and the barkeep in here is a... they look to be a red dragonborn. And as you guys come in, well, hell, take yourself a seat here. And he looks, Kin, brother, be home.
Yes, well met.
Well met indeed. Can I get you all a drink?
Yes, certainly. I'll have an ale.
Absolutely. Actually, anything different?
What's the hardest thing you have?
It's the hardest thing I have. Well, we'll just go ahead and surprise you, won't we?
Sure.
All right. That being said, if you don't seem like a man of surprises. You'll find out absinthe, mate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want
Yeah,
to
I
try.
fancy some
She
absinthe.
puts her hand up.
1 ale, 3 absinthe.
Please.
Oh, absolutely. And he kind of looks at you. On the house, mate.
Oh, thank you.
Put
So
those 2
you guys
silver
find
back.
yourself a seat, and they just come in. They drop all your amenities off. You get a mug of ale. Everyone else gets sort of finer glasses and small. They put 1 small plate of sugar cubes and a spoon in the middle of the table.
I just eat a whole sugar cube.
No, Lucy, that's not.
That was
That's not
bad.
that.
Why would what?
Oh,
You put it with your drink.
Oh,
with the
you-
drink.
if you thought that was bad, then you might really fancy the absinthe.
Well, you guys kind of drink up, and finally, you see Tiana walk in, and she's kind of wearing like a little bit of jewelry, a soft necklace with like a blue pearl in the middle, and just a nicer dress, something a little more loose, better than what she wears at work. And she's just kind of looking around.
I'll stand up and walk over to her.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I'll bow and take a hand.
Sorry, I'm late.
No need to apologize. Can I get you a drink?
What are you drinking?
Absinthe, presently.
Oh, absolutely not. I prefer mead. I like it sweet.
Sure.
Well, there's sugar cubes if you like your absinthe.
You just
cold.
put like 3 of these bad, gross cubes in the green liquid, and it makes it okay.
I think I will stick with what I have. Thank you. I do appreciate the advice. Wasn't expecting your friends to be here, but the more the merrier.
We roll in a band,
Understood. Well,
but if you're so inclined, we can stay apart.
are
That's
you?
all right. I need to go to the relieve myself.
Are you already
And I
drunk?
get
I know you're like already.
no. Actually, so I say that I want to go to the bathroom, and then I get up, and but I'm actually gonna go do something else.
Okay. Do you want to tell me what you're gonna do?
Yeah. So I want to like quote unquote accidentally bump into like one of those the kid that Kane gave the gold coin to,
Uh-huh.
and I want to pickpocket that gold coin.
All right, roll sleight of
I
hand.
want to steal that
I wanna
money from the
steal
child.
child's money.
Just wait, guys.
What a jerk.
That is 17.
Okay. And they're kind of sitting close to the door outside, which is where you'd have to go to find the John anyway. You go and you bump into him, and you kind of like end up falling on top of him. And you get up, and while you're trying to reassess yourself and, you know, help this kid up, you happen to slip a gold coin out of his pocket.
And I say, "Oh, I'm sorry there, lad. I didn't see you down there."
I'm kind of small. Hey, miss, are you from earlier? I'm sorry, I didn't. And he like kind of puts his hands up. I didn't mean to be in the way. It's. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all right. I'm not gonna hurt you. But I'm wondering, do you still have that gold coin that my friend gave you?
Well, of course I do. Why wouldn't? And he still kind of just like has his hands up.
Can I see it?
Well, why? And he puts his hands down. And he starts digging through his pockets. Oh no. Oh, ew. You know, I do have kind of a sweet tooth. Maybe he's gone.
Maybe.
And then I pull out the gold coin and I say, "Is it right here?"
What? You know, sir, I understand we may have wronged you and one of your friends, but and then his older friend kind of steps up. Yeah, don't you think it's a little wrong to be stealing from a child?
Oh no, I just wanted to show you. And I toss it back to him.
And he catches it. Well, thanks. I think.
Listen, can you do me a favor? And I'll give you another one.
And they kind of look at each other. What kind of favor? Yeah, what kind of favor?
Can you two, you see them lot over there? And I like kind of glance at the red-robed wizards.
What you want with him?
Have you ever heard the expression, information is power?
Sure. Yeah, I get the gist.
I just need you to overhear what they might be talking about. And if you come back to me in a little bit and you just tell me what they've been talking about all night, I'll give you each a gold coin.
They kind of look at each other and they both share a smile. All right, mate. I think that's something we can do. We're just two unseeming little children, ain't we?
That's right, that's right. All right. Well, sorry I bumped into you and I knocked you down,
Well,
but you'll get up.
it seems that you're going to help us do that as well, sir. So, yep. And they kind of like go back to their table and they start running around, and you can hear them just like, all right, mate, here's our strategy. What we're going to do here is, and they just kind of start planning it, you know, like how they're going to do it. And do you step outside?
Yeah, and then I actually do go to the bathroom.
Okay. And you find yourself a place that definitely seems well trafficked and obviously kind of has the scent of defecation around about.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
Flies kind of buzzing, and
You go into the shit alley.
Where they pour all their poop.
and as you are relieving yourself, let's see. something catches your eye off down the alleyway. A figure simply walking past, but walking a little slow. As
Okay.
time goes on, you hear just a lot of dogs barking, and a couple of them rush past where the figure came from.
Can I make out what the figure looks like?
They definitely looked humanoid.
Can I make out a color of their clothes?
In passing, I mean, it's pretty dark. I think they're just wearing like cloth robes, common clothes, nothing extremely special. Browns, blacks.
Are they headed towards me, or they're just passing by?
No, think of this as like a four-way intersection, and they're going perpendicular to you. You saw
Okay.
them pass between the intersection. They've definitely cleared the wall. You haven't seen them since they passed by.
Okay. I'll go and investigate where I think the dogs are barking at.
All right, awesome. So you head down the alleyway, and we're gonna jump back into the bar. And are you trying to persuade her? Do you want to be alone with her, or are you just trying to assuage her concerns?
Yeah, I just want to know what she wants.
I want to know what she wants. Well, I was expecting this to be a little more personal. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, again, I do believe more in the merrier. If we sit with your friends, I'm happy to.
Please, let's find some shade.
Should be easy. It's dark out.
Oh, you want to leave?
Well, excuse me, I didn't mean that. I'm just trying to make a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So so we can, there's a table over there in the corner that comfortably seats two.
Yeah,
And she kind of like shuffles on over.
I'll follow.
Are you guys doing anything?
I'm watching because I'm very curious. And I also go, excuse me, how much would a full bottle of this green stuff be?
Well, looking at the absinthe, market rate's going for about, bottle will cost you probably a whole 2 gold.
Okay, I'll take it.
Impressive. And he kind of goes back. You want that now?
Yeah.
Okay. And he goes into the back and he just cleans things and he comes back with a full bottle of absinthe. Finest stuff we have on the shelf. Enjoy yourself.
I do like this one more than the others. Pop the top off. I just stick like the sugar cubes down in it and just
And he looks
straight
at
up
you.
drink it.
You got yourself a live one there, mate.
I'd say so, and he just this whole time he's just been kind of like watching people. He's like just has a little pyramid of sugar cubes.
That you're like making.
He's been
I'm
missing.
just like, do you want some?
I'm all right, thank you. And just
Okay,
kinda
it's
hold
really not that strong. Not strong enough.
Oh, Jesus.
it. Also in stark contrast to Kane and Erset being very buddy with the thief children, like Uren's seen like just them around and doing that, and he just like kind of has his coin purse under just like the little waist cape of his cloak, and he's just gonna have a mage hand on it. Just he doesn't want to get robbed right now.
Okay. Smart. What does your mage hand look like?
It looks
Like one of your hands?
like a little dragon claw, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Okay, and so it's kind of there. Just are you trying to be stealthy about it? Do you want to make sure that no one's seeing you do any of this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you roll sleight of hand just to keep the mage hand concealed. Feel free to use your casting modifier.
Okay. Ooh, if my casting modifier, that'd be like my spell attack modifier or just my modifier?
Are you proficient in sleight of hand?
No.
Okay, then just charisma.
Then that would be a 23.
Ooh-wee. Okay, awesome. No one could even tell that you have a third hand watching your coin purse.
Right.
You're definitely well protected.
Now, Nersa, I've been wondering a few things. Tomorrow, in addition to getting some new equipment, but what do you make of these? And he pulls out one of the, I forget I called them infusion stones.
Oh, yeah,
but-
those like gems with
Yeah,
fire
they're
and
just
stuff.
gems. You can call them whatever you want, but they're just elemental gems.
Okay. So remind me how those work. Again, is it a one-time use thing, or is it like you infuse it now, a sword or a dagger, or whatever does extra fire damage, or
Yeah, so as far as the Urin knows, you're not exactly aware of like the mechanics or things, but with your studies, I'd say you easily know that they are used in arcane smithing to bolster weapons with elemental properties, and they are used up in the process.
okay, cool. Well, when I said a one-time use thing, like that, it's consumed, and now this is a fire dagger.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So, got a couple of these from the Dragon's Hoard.
Pick one up and kind of look at it. They're very pretty.
Yes, they are. But though I think they have some utility to them. If of these, and he pulls one of each. Let me see what I. This is my notes. I don't know where I wrote it, but there was, as I recall, it was there were fire, lightning, and acid.
Yeah, I
type
think
of-
that was what
Yeah.
it was.
That's right. Would you have interest in any one of these? 'Cause I personally don't use melee weapons very often, though you are more than proficient with them. Do you have a preference on one of these? I might ask Erset and Kane later as well.
What color are they? Black, red, and
Black, red, and this one specifically is like a bluish, like a sky blue.
okay. Pick up the blue one. I like this color.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's 3 fire, 1 thunder, and 1 acid.
Okay, so maybe it's the thunder one. I'll go with the thunder one.
Okay.
I think this one.
Excellent, excellent. But yes, I'm rather excited to see what we can do with these and what we can do with the money that we earned just now.
And if I turn in that axe from Simbo, I make even more money.
Exactly. That's quite the bounty you've earned there.
And while you guys go over the specifics and mechanics of your current economic situation, we're going to go ahead and switch back to Tiana and my boy Kane. And she's just kind of sitting there, kind of like twirling her hair and flicking through her hands and looking around. And she kind of looks at you and like she blushes whenever you make eye contact. And she sips her mead. So, you're a half elf.
I am.
That's interesting. Are you from one of the nearby civilizations? Tomomori? Molitushu?
I'm from a plethora of places.
A man of the world, I see.
Indeed. Never stay too long anywhere.
Oh, I understand. Kind of a shame. Isn't it nice to have a place to call home?
I wouldn't know.
Really? Man of mystery and travels. Where have you been?
I was recently in Weisgard for a while.
Weisgard, really? With those tattoos?
Yeah,
And you're not dead
I'm not.
or enslaved?
Nope.
Sure. They don't just have you in here as like some sort of spy. That would make you more interesting.
Well, if I was a spy, I couldn't really very well tell you, could I?
I guess not. Not unless I wanted to get in on the danger.
Do you want to live a
Depends.
dangerous life?
It's a fantasy. That being said, I certainly prefer it stays that way.
I will mage hand some sugar cubes into my drink.
And they haven't caught you yet.
I don't care if they catch me. This is who I am. I'm not going to hide it.
Honestly, wish I could live as honest as you.
Well, why don't you?
Well, I mean, simply, a woman's got to make her way, doesn't she?
I suppose.
One day I'll have enough gold and I'll be able to leave this town and... rumors go about this place called Phoenix Rest. It's, they say it's going to be where the new world begins.
Phoenix Rest.
And if I can end up there and be part of a world where we're all free and can kind of care for each other as equals instead of clerics and arcanists, holy and arcane, the divine and the, the not so divine. I'd like to get away from all of that.
Is there a side you lean more towards?
Well, I mean, of course, I'm here in Burnwell. I think the arcanists have it rough. They're all doing magic, aren't they? Just because your gods bestowed upon you instead of some ancient text hoo-ha. Well, is it different?
I don't think so. Magic is magic.
I agree. And when she says that, she kind of like winks at you, and it suddenly smells like lavender and roses.
Oh.
It's the only trick I know.
What's your favorite animal?
Really? Is that where we're going to stop?
What's your favorite color?
Well, let's see. I have a penchant for magical creatures. You ever heard of they call them flumps?
A flomp. Has Kane ever heard of a flomp?
She at least has good taste.
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Jesus.
This is definitely not a nature check.
Yeah. That's a 6.
No, you've never heard of a flump.
Caden's gonna minor illusion like a fucking blob of slime.
It's close.
And she kind of looks. It's close. They have more like, I see a lot. They're usually yellow and they're more cloud-like with lots of eye stalks. Think of like a fluffy snail almost, a slug.
He will try and change it based on her description.
Go ahead and roll. I want you to roll performance.
24.
And she kind of like keeps explaining to you and like trying to paint this picture in your head, and you keep transforming this image until it looks exactly like a flump. And she says, yes, that's it. I have to say though, I think that just means I'm pretty good.
I think it means that you and me can create wonderful things together.
She
I know.
and she like looks away and she's like batting her eyes and just like,
Narissa's like, never mind, this is so cringy. I thought I was gonna like this, but I don't.
Is she just like standing right next to
I
him
am trying
watching?
to listen as closely as possible. I'm almost done with the bottle. I'm like, I'm still not drunk and this is not fun.
Yeah, she's just standing there like you and me and you and me and your friend Steve, and it's just her standing right there.
and at this point in time, you see the Red Wizards. They step out of the bar. They definitely are trying to keep to themselves. They rush out just as fast as those ones you saw rush into the well, extremely quickly. And she says, I mean, we can, yeah, sure. Well, if you say that, then that means I'm going to see you again, yeah?
Absolutely.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Well, I am staying at the Rain Roof.
And I am going to turn in. So I guess I'll see you in the morning. Okay?
Sure.
She's kind of a queen.
And she kind of gets up and she gives you a little curtsy.
I'll walk her out.
What a gentleman. Well,
Sometimes.
I think it only matters as long as it's for me, yeah?
Yes. Only you.
While you're here anyway. I understand. And she leaves. Thank you. You hear her say, she walks off into the night.
Just tip my hand to my head.
And we are going to cut back to our boy Airsid Ersid, you said you're trying to find out what this figure is doing.
Well, actually, I said that I wanted to see, because you said that the dogs were barking at the place from where the figure was coming from.
So they ran that way. They were definitely barking from the side where they went to.
So were they like barking at the figure as he left?
They walked past. A decent amount of time went by. Like we'll say, more than 30 seconds, less than 2 minutes, and then you started to hear the dogs barking from the direction that the figure went. After they barked, they ran towards the direction the figure came.
Okay. I know what you mean.
Okay, cool. Is that clear for you, Ibrahim?
The figure went left, the dogs barked, and then the dogs ran right.
Correct.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess, yeah, I was gonna go just try and investigate just investigate this figure, I suppose.
Okay, so you're gonna go towards the sound of barking dogs.
Yes.
Okay, are you going? How do you approach? What is your MO right now?
I'm gonna go stealthily. I guess you could say. Yeah, I'm gonna go stealthily.
Okay, roll stealth.
Got my stealth. Gets +7. Yeah.
Good shit.
So 16.
16. Okay, good to know. No. 16?
Yeah, 16.
Okay, I thought you said no. I thought you were doing some more math. Okay,
No.
so you wade into the darkness, following the sound of barking dogs, which starts to dissipate as a couple of these scraggly canines dash past you, running fast, tails in between their legs. You get closer and you find a couple more alleyways and homes, and you're starting to get closer to the walls that line the Iron District. You have an option to go left, right, or straight.
I don't see the figure anymore. I'm like tracking him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you don't see anything. At least you don't see the figure. So if you want to divulge any sort of heading or any trail, you can roll survival, you can roll investigation.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll survival.
Okay, go ahead.
17.
17. This is a very dusty road, but you see a lot of the dog tracks, and they are turning from the alley to your left. They seem to be coming out of there and turning towards the way you just came. You don't find footsteps, however, anything humanoid, just the dog prints.
Okay, so it seems like the dogs are running away from this figure.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go the opposite direction of where the dog prints are going.
Okay, so you're gonna go where the dog prints came from.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. You start to walk down the leftward alley, and it's starting to get late. There's not a lot of like candles or flames out. You are in the dark. As you press on through the alleyway, you happen to bump into just a rather drunken sort as they kind of hobble away from you. Watch it there, mate. Didn't see you.
I didn't see you, sorry. You alright?
And he kind of like gets up from the ground, and he picks up a mug of ale. As long as I got this, yeah. I'm out here warm, safe. How about you? How you doing tonight? What you doing over here?
Just out for a nightly stroll.
Gotta love strolling, mate. I do it all day, every day. Mind if I stroll with you?
Can I get the sense that does this resemble the figure at all that I saw caught a glance of?
You can roll insight.
Okay. $15. Pretty decent rolls.
Yeah, I think you guys are all doing good tonight. It's fun. Yeah, no, you would not say. There's nothing about this guy that seems like he has been walking around. He's having trouble like holding himself up. Like you think you just kind of bumped into him and woke him up.
Okay. What was the last thing he asked me? If he could stroll with me?
Yeah.
No, I think I'm alright, mate. Maybe another time if I catch you out here again.
Sounds like a good plan, Mike. I think I agree with you. I think I'm actually just gonna find myself back up on this wall here, yeah, with this warm ale. Enjoy your stroll, mate.
Alright. Have a good night.
And you say that, and he's already slumping back down the wall, his back grinding against the brick as he slides to the ground. I'm gonna need you to roll stealth again.
Okay. 17.
Looking good, feeling good. Okay, and you keep walking down this alleyway, and you find a couple of dogs. Normally you wouldn't notice them. They're trying to keep themselves pretty hidden, but they're hiding behind crates and in barrels, and they look pretty spooked.
Okay. I go up to like one of the crates where there's a dog, and I try and like beckon him over. Like, is that right? Is that right? Come here.
Go ahead and roll
Come here.
animal handling.
7.
And like you stick your hand in and like hey, come here, and like as you do, you hear the yowl screech of like a cat as it dashes out, fur just lining its back raised as it runs past you scared, and the dog kind of slinks back further into the cape and starts to growl.
So there's a couple of dogs, or just this one?
There's a couple.
Okay. So I stand up from kneeling, and I just want to take a good look around.
Okay, what are you looking for?
And I'm trying to find the source of these dogs' fear.
Go ahead.
Just anything out of the ordinary, something ominous, magic that I could maybe see with my senses,
Yeah, go ahead and roll either perception or investigation.
Okay, we'll do perception. That forgot all my stats because it's been 2 weeks. That's all it takes.
It's true.
23.
23. You're looking around, and one thing you do notice is that some of the crates are like broken. And kind of like they're holding all kinds of like hay, grains, rice. Some of them have like clones, and they're all kind of spilled out. And one thing you notice that is quite interesting is lining some of these walls. And mind you, these walls are more like brick and wood, and some of them are hard to kind of really make a dent into, but there are scratches, lines of just some sort of claw tracing themselves down the side of the wall horizontally. you can find 4 quite clear claw marks in the walls around you.
Horizontally, so
As
not
if,
going up the wall, as if something is being scraped along the wall.
yes.
Okay. Okay, with a lot of, you know, precaution and tentativeness, I will follow the scrapes along the wall very, tentatively.
Okay. And what exactly are you looking for? Just following them?
Yeah, this just seems like a trail. I'm just following the trail.
Okay.
In Ercid's head, this is all not like coincidental. I saw the figure, and so I'm assuming that somehow this is connected to the figure.
Okay, fair enough. And you start to trail, and it courses across a couple houses as you keep following, and you get like a decent. They spread 20-30 feet across these different homes, and as you reach what seems to be the end, you hear the scream of what sounds like bloody murder, a man yelling, gasping for life, and just as soon as it started, it stops, leaving the air around you silent. You hear the dogs and the cats all yowling, screeching, barking, and running, howling into the night. A couple run past you, a couple run down different alleyways, and you're left alone in the darkness.
Well, shit. Now I have to go see if there's a man that's dying and I can help him.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just someone sounds like they're being, hurt. So I want to go. I still want to be stealthy, but like,
Okay.
kind of like quickly stealthy.
I don't think I'll make you re-roll. That being said, let me do a couple things here. Okay, and you definitely know it came from behind you.
Okay. I query.
Okay, and you rush back to where you came from, and in the same place where you saw the homeless man, the transient kind of hanging out at the bottom of the ground, you see his foot laying there, and it smells like iron all around.
I see just his foot. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and as you kind of look up throughout the darkness, because you can see quite well in these kind of conditions, there is something scaling the wall above him. It has long, tattered hair that droops down, and you can see the blood dripping from it onto the ground. It's sort of lithe and amorphic form pushes up into the darkness, roughly from what you would presume is the head 7 feet up towards the feet, as you see gray skin with claws jutting out of where toes should be, just looking down upon this man's body.
From above on the wall.
Yes.
How far? Like they're like directly above me?
They're directly above the man. I would say you're about 5-10 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna knock my bow and slowly back away towards the last coin.
To get to the last coin, you would have to pass this creature's territory.
Huh.
You can take the long way around.
Okay, so really quick before I take the long way around, I would just want to like look around and like a detective, or like as I'm like trying to remember all of these things that I'm seeing. Okay, so I see a foot, just a severed foot from presumably the drunken man.
You see his
That's what you're
foot
saying.
coming out from like the in between like the boxes and things like that. You can't really tell if it's attached to anything or not.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I see blood around there?
Yes, you definitely see blood.
I see blood. Okay. And above the man is this creature.
Yes.
Okay.
Humanoid in form, but definitely not acting as such. As you look around, it starts to slowly scale up the wall backwards in a jittery, almost stop motion fashion, wearing clothes like robes, very nice, almost noble robes, blues and reds, also dripping with blood as it scales up the wall.
Okay, so as it's going up the wall, I try to creep closer to the man, actually, because if it's going up the wall, it's further away.
Okay, you go ahead and creep closer. I'll let you keep your stealth.
Okay, and I want to like gently like kick the foot.
Okay, you do. There's no response. And as you...
Mate,
Bro, my dude. We're hamming it up in the bar,
Yeah.
absolutely.
just sugar pile.
Yeah, there's sugar piles.
Sugar cube.
I'm like,
pyramid getting
explain
bigger
to
and
me
bigger.
the intricacies of human interaction because it doesn't make any sense.
And then Air sits out here. And as soon as you say mate, you hear like a strange chattering as you look up, and whatever creature is stuck to this wall is now looking straight at you.
is this yours? And I back up just slightly, take a few steps back.
And it hisses as it comes ever closer, just as it slowly keeps coming towards you, and finally it leaps at you. And I think we're gonna have to pick this up next time, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I think we're in for a treat next session. Enjoy your guys' weekend. Love to have you here. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.